Hello everyone! So tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So to celebrate Valentine's Day, I thought I would share with you some of my favorite romantic reads. It is no secret that I love fantasy books, but I also really enjoy a good chick lit contemporary novel that just makes me feel so warm and fuzzy and gives me all the heart feelings inside. So I thought I'd share with you some of my favorite romantic reads. I have 12 books total to talk to you guys about. 6 of them are adult books, 6 of them are YA books. In case you are interested in one genre over the other, I'm giving you both, so that way you can, pick and choose whatever ones you like. And these books are some of my favorite, romantic books. They are cute, romantic, steamy reads that are just really perfect to read for Valentine's Day. Whether you are single, whether you're in a relationship, you're married, with somebody, either way, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have a great one. I don't really celebrate Valentine's Day, even though I like it so much, because I feel like every day you should treat your partner with love and affection and caring, but I guess Valentine's Day is just a way to celebrate it even more. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to share with you my most favorite romantic reads that will definitely be sure to put you in the mood for Valentine's Day. First, I'm going to start with my 6 adult picks. First one I want to talk about is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I read this last year around this time because I have a tendency to read a lot of romantic stuff this month, obviously, and I fell in love with it. This is about 2 characters named Lucy and Josh, who are both receptionists and assistants to publishers, to CEOs of publishers and things like that. And both of their companies merge together, so they both are working together. And basically what happens in this book is there's only going to be one job after a certain time, and they're both kind of vying for that job. And basically it's the hate. I'd say if you're a big fan of the hate to love trope, you will love this book, because these characters start out hating each other because they're like, I want this job, they don't deserve that job, and they just really don't like each other and how they are. And then of course, romance happens. This is definitely an adult book because it has some steamy parts in it, so be warned of that, just so you know if you're a younger reader. But either way, I love this book. This is the first book by the author last year, and I'm still eagerly waiting for a second book by her because I love her writing style so much. Like I said, such an amazing book to read, especially near Valentine's Day. It is totally romantic, it's totally cute. One of my favorite adult chick lit books, of all time. Loved it. Next up, I have a very recent read. This is actually the first book I read this month, and that is Roomies by Christina Lauren. This is a new adult, I would just go ahead and say adult book. It's about a girl named Holland who basically is kind of obsessed with this subway musician that she hears all the time, and she gets in this accident and he saves her, and then she learns more about him, that he's here in America on an expired visa. She decides to marry him so he can stay in America and work for her uncle, who is a big Broadway producer. And of course things happen. Again, this is an adult book, so it definitely has a lot of steamy parts in it. Well, just so you know, I really enjoy this one. I would say this is perfect to read for Valentine's Day because it's about these 2 people that meet each other, that get married, and they don't know anything about each other, and of course they're trying to figure out their relationship, whether they are really good for each other or not, or it's just like a marriage of friendship. I don't know. Either way, I really enjoyed it. I definitely would say, if you've read a lot of her books before, this is one of my favorites, and it was just so romantic and so steamy and all of the heart things. Next up, I have an author I talk about quite frequently on this channel, and that is Sophie Kinsella. The one I recommend to you that I think is her most romantic, honestly, is I've Got Your Number. Sophie Kinsella is a British chick lit author. She's my favorite chick lit author. She writes very funny romantic books. A lot of her books, and some of her books aren't really necessarily romantic, they're just funny. This one, I think, is so funny and so romantic, so you get the combination of both in case you just want romantic, yes, but also want to be funny. Boom, here's your book for you. This book is my favorite book of hers by far. I talk about it a lot. As always, as I say with her books, listen to them, don't physically read them. The audiobooks are always amazing. This follows a girl named Poppy who is engaged to this amazing man, and she's just so obsessed with him. And then she basically, in long story short, she loses her engagement ring, and she somehow gets to working / talking to this guy who she's found a cell phone of named Sam, and they kind of forge a relationship from there. And she's engaged. She's maybe thinking that maybe she shouldn't be engaged. Maybe she's the guy that she thinks that she loves is not really who he says he is. And this one was just, like I said, so funny, so romantic. I really recommend any Sophie Kinsella book, most mostly I really enjoy her books. There's only a few I don't like, but this one is by far my favorite. I think it's perfect to read for Valentine's Day in case you want to laugh and you also want to feel very romantic. Another recent read for me is The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guarini. This one actually just came out not too long ago. And this one, again, so romantic, so swoon-worthy. Again, an adult book. Not all of the adult books I'm going to talk about are steamy, so I will let you know when there are. I've Got Your Number wasn't really steamy at all. This one definitely is. So just so you know, this follows two people. So we get perspectives of both of these people, and we have Alexa and Drew. And basically, Alexa and Drew get stuck on this elevator, and Alexa learns that Drew is going to a wedding alone. Not only that, but he's going to the wedding of his ex-girlfriend, and he is actually a groomsman in the wedding. So, you know, he asked her, "Will you go to the wedding with me so I won't feel so alone?" And they do, and she does, and they kind of form a relationship, and it's really about their long distance relationship because they're both from different parts of California. But I really enjoyed this one. I really felt like it encompassed like a very mature, grown-up relationship, and it was just very romantic, very steamy, really enjoyable. Loved this one. I mean, look at the cover alone. It's red for Valentine's Day, so definitely a must read. I love this one. So cute. And then I have a book that, you know, you want some romance, yes, but you also want to cry your eyes out in case you're into that. Sometimes I'm in the mood to cry my eye out with books. Not a lot, but sometimes I am. The book for that I recommend to you is The Last Letter from Your Lover by Jojo Moyes. This was definitely like a sleeper book for me. I started reading it and I was like, I'll probably like it. Holy crap, loved it, amazing. Did not expect to like it as much as I did. It takes place in two time periods. So we have 1960, we have a character named Jennifer who wakes up from a coma and she does not really remember anything about her life. Like, she doesn't know that she's married, she doesn't know that she has kids. She is really trying to learn about her life because she forgot it. And through the searching of like trying to find her life and trying to feel like she knows something about her life, this really impassioned letter signed simply from B, from a man who she seemed to risk everything for, only she doesn't remember. So she goes on a search to try to find this mysterious B that she was so in love with. That's also not her husband. Then we flash forward to 2003. We have a journalist named Ellie who finds an old letter containing that exact letter signed B, and she thinks, oh, this is a very interesting story. So she goes out to search for the story to find these two characters, and that is basically the story. This book is a heart-wrencher book that's gonna make you sob and make you feel all of the heart things. Really enjoyed this. I don't know, this is my favorite, I think, book by her. It was just so amazing, and it was kind of mysterious too because you don't know what's gonna happen or what did happen because you're learning things with the character. So good. Definitely recommend it. And the last adult book I want to recommend to you is actually two books. It's part of a series, and that is the London Belongs to Me series by Jacqueline Middleton. You could also say this is new adult. I would say the first book's not really steamy at all. The second book has some steamy parts in it, but I would say not as steamy as other books I talked about. The book follows a character named Alex Sinclair who moves from Florida to London because she wants to become a playwright, and she's basically learning her life and trying to figure out how to live in London, and she meets a guy and things happen. This one is not 100% romantic. This one definitely has the buildup of a relationship that's going to happen that you're like, oh, is this gonna happen? All that kind of things. But either way, I still really enjoyed it, and I did find a lot of parts of it very cute and romantic. The second book, however, is definitely much more romantic because we're much more in a relationship, as you can clearly tell by the covers, which I think is just super cute. I really enjoyed the second one, I think, even more than the first one, honestly, just because we got a relationship, you got to see the, you know, start a relationship, maybe the downfall relationship, maybe getting back together. I don't know, you have to read for yourself, but either way, definitely very cute to read for Valentine's Day. Now moving on to YA. I have 6 YA books that I think are just perfect to read for Valentine's Day that just give you the romantic mood. The first one, another recent read for me, I read this last month, and that is Meet Cute. This is 12 short stories about literally meet cutes by various authors. I really enjoyed this book. It was so cute. It was adorable. It's basically about every single story in this book is basically about 2 people meeting and having a meet cute, and maybe they'll go on their first date. I just really enjoyed it. I think it's perfect to read for Valentine's Day because you have 12 different stories inside one book, and they're all equally freaking adorable. Loved it. Then I have one that I read last year that was just another book I did not think I would like as much as I did, and that is Geekerella by Ashley Pawson. This is kind of a modern retelling of Cinderella. We have our main character, Elle, who is very involved with this fandom called Starfield, and it's basically, like I'd say, if it's any fandom you want it to be. It could be Star Wars, it could be Harry Potter. She's very invested in this fandom. Starfield decided to reboot and make a movie. Basically, the lead actor is somebody that she did not want to be in that role, and somehow, through some means of ways, they start texting each other, not knowing who they are. and of course romance ensues for there. It's Cinderella retelling, like I said, so you can guess what happens. But either way, it was so adorable, so cute. It made me smile on numerous occasions. This is the kind of book that's gonna make you like giggle and be like, why am I giggling like a 5-year-old? But you are anyway. I really loved it. It's perfect to read this time of year. Then I have The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, one of my favorite contemporary books of all time, honestly. This book follows two main characters, Natasha and Daniel. Natasha is actually leaving the US the next day because her family is there illegally. And Daniel is going to an interview for Yale that he doesn't really want to go to. Somehow these two meet and they have a whirlwind day. This book takes place, I think, in less than 12 hours. And basically Daniel challenges Natasha. Like, there's this New York article that says if you do these things or if you learn things about this person, you're going to fall in love. So they decided to challenge it. It was just so adorable, not to mention it touches on so many important things like diversity, immigration, things in family values and things like that. I love this book. I always recommend this book. I listen to it in audio if you're interested as well. It's a great audiobook, but either way, so romantic, so cute, also heart-wrenching. Loved it. And then I have another author that you already know is probably coming because I think she's just the queen of like cutesy books, and that is Casey West. Casey West has written so many lovey-dovey cutesy books that I always call them like cotton candy books. Like, you can like eat them like cotton candy because they're just so sweet and addicting. And the one I picked for this video is Love, Life, and the List. This is actually her most recent release, and it's honestly my favorite book by her. It was just so adorable. In this book we follow Abby, who is a painter, and she wants to enter her paintings in this museum show, but she gets rejected. So she decides to make this heart list that is gonna, if she does all these things, she's gonna, grow, and she's gonna become a more experienced painter, and she's gonna try to enter them again. Also, meanwhile, she's in love with her best friend Cooper, which she told him a couple years ago, and he was like, oh, you're in love with me? And then she joked it off, but she's really in love with him. And they are left alone for the summer, and you can guess what happens. Either way, so adorable. Oh, another book that just made me smile uncontrollably. Most of Casey West books do. You just want like to feel happy and smiley throughout the whole month of any month of your life. Read Casey West books because they're all just uncontrollably, cute and fluffy and cotton candy, like I say. But either way, this is my favorite by her. Love it. Then I have Shuffle Repeat by Jen Klein. I read this last year. Also super adorable. This follows June and Oliver, who carpool together to school every single day, and they make playlists and things like that. And I mean, there's not much to this book, honestly. Like, there's not a super intensive plot, but it's just the beginnings of a relationship, of a friendship that becomes a relationship, and it's just adorable. I love this book. Again, another cotton candy sweet book that I just ate up because it was so freaking cute. So would definitely recommend it. Then I have When Dimple Met Rishi by Sanya Menon, and this book, oh, is the epitome of cute. So freaking cute. In this, we follow Dimple and Rishi. You guessed it. And Dimple is very different from Rishi. Dimple does not want to adhere to her parents' like standards. Her parents want her to have an arranged marriage. They want her to go to the certain college. They want her to do all of these things. And she doesn't want to do that. She wants to go to a coding camp for summer. And her parents surprisingly let her go to this camp. But little does she know that Rishi is also going to this camp because he knows that Dimple will be there. And Rishi is very wanting to Indian culture and wanting to, have an arranged marriage and meet his future wife. And basically they meet, and this is how their first meeting goes. Not well. And they forge a relationship, and it's just so cute, so diverse, so many hard eyes and cute things. And I just keep saying cute in this video. Cute meters probably over the roof, but either way, it is cute. And the last book I want to share with you that I think is just a very romantic, cute read is Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. Oh, so freaking cute. There have been so many books that have been said, like, this is like You've Got Mail, which, by the way, You've Got Mail is one of my favorite movies of all time. So, Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, yes. This one's the only one that I feel like is very, very comparable to You've Got Mail. In this book, we follow Bailey, who is a very big film buff, and she's on this film forum all the time. There she meets a guy named Alex, who they hit it off, and they start to like get along on the film forum. And he's always been telling her, come to California, come to where I live, we can meet finally. And she moves in with her dad, who actually lives in California in the same town Alex lives. But she does not decide to tell him that because she wants to kind of scope him out to figure out if he's really who he says he is. And in the midst of that, she gets a job at this museum, and she starts falling for this security guard, Porter, who actually is Alex, but they don't know that. It's like the You've Got Mail thing, you know? Like, they don't know each other. They don't know they're talking to one another, even though they really are. It's super adorable. Love it. I'd say this is more of a summer read for sure, if you couldn't clearly tell by the cover. But either way, it's so romantic, so cute, so cotton candy. Love it. So there you have it. Those are my romantic recommendations. Books that just make you feel all warm and fuzzy and happy inside and makes you want to eat all of the Valentine's Day candy. I know I want to. If you have read any of these books or recommend any romantic reads, please let me know. I'm always down for more romantic reads, like always. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day. Bye.